Okay, so we just learned a little bit about how we can save our music to our iPads, but what if we wanted to do some music and create some worship aids? Well, there's a software called Allegro Finale. This is the little icon that it would look like on your computer. There's another software called Sibelius that some folks use, but I use Finale. And so I'm going to show you just a very quick tutorial of how we can create a little document here in Finale. Let's go up here to New, and you get a lot of different options here. You can have templates, you can have setup wizards, which can show you maybe like an orchestral setup, but I'm just going to go to a simple little default document. As you play around with these things, you'll find that there's lots and lots of power in this software. First thing I want to do is I want to clean up this page. There's a lot of wasted space here, and I don't need these items here. So when you go over here to T for the text, then it'll have these highlighted boxes. You can just go ahead, click off of these, and now you have all this space to work with. So if you come up under Tools and Page Layout, this can show you how you can move the staves around. I'm going to move this on over so that it lines up right with the other staves as well. And then over here, you can get rid of the top margin by just highlighting that and deleting that. Hit Apply, and now you've got all of that space taken care of. Now, we can change the meter, we can change the time signature, we can do all these things with some of these icons up here. So let's take a look at the key signature, for example. Click onto that key signature, and then come down here and double click onto the first measure, and you see you'll get a little menu that you can add different flats and change the keys here, or continue up, and you can have the sharps and those keys. Say you didn't want to have it in A major, what would be the relative minor? Well, you can click onto that. Hey, that would be kind of funky. But let's just go back and let's just keep this nice and clean and simple. And let's just keep it in C major. Now, let's change some of the meters. Well, you can change the time signature here by double clicking again. And you have all these options here. The number of beats, you can change the number of beats per measure. You could also find out what the beat duration is. So say, for example, we had 2 beats to the measure and we wanted to have it in some other kind of funky rhythm here. Hey, we got 6/8, so we would have subdivisions like that. So you can do a lot with these kinds of time measurement changes, but we'll just leave it in simple 4/4 time. Now you'll see over here we have a menu of all the different kinds of notes and what we can do with those notes. And up here we have different expressions that we can do. So let's do a simple song like maybe Happy Birthday. We click onto the quarter note and bring it on over here, and we're going to click. Now let's make this a half note. Now it's in 4/4 time. If I don't add a quarter rest, and if I go on to the next measure, it's automatically going to add that extra rest however long it is. So I don't even need to do that rest. But if you had to, you could come up here under Tools and Simple Rests, and you could click onto the quarter rest and add that there. And then we go back and add some more melody. Now I'm just going to leave that blank and watch what happens. So I'm going to continue with the melody. Whoops, see, it already added that because it likes to have everything in equilibrium. Now, we know from this kind of a song, we're going to need a B flat to continue this. Now, I don't have it in my key signature, so I can go up here and hit the flat, and it's going to flat the next note. But if I don't take it off, it's going to make that next note flat, and we don't want that. So click on it again, and it'll take it off. Whoops, now there's an error, so let's take that, undo that. And let's make this a dotted half to end the song. Okay, good. Now we'll just do a simple song like that. Now we have all these extra dead measures that we can get rid of. If we come up here to the measure icon and double click right there, you have a whole bunch of different options that you can do for your bar line. So I'm just going to click the final part. Now let's get rid of these measures. Well, I'm already on the measure icon here. Click onto that measure. Come on up here to edit, and you want to select the region. Now, if you count all the way out here, you would go to measure 31. So highlight all those, delete, and now you've got the melody. So let's add some text. So we add lyrics by using the lyric tool. And what you can do is you have the arrow right here that tells you what note you can add a syllable or a word. And what's nice is as you type these in, if you have multisyllabic words, you want to use a hyphen and it'll automatically go over to the next note. So watch how this goes. Happy birthday to you. And I have to space over that rest. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. And I'm just going to use my name because my birthday will be coming up soon. David. Whoops, I can't even spell my own name right. David. There we go. Happy birthday to you. Good. Okay. So now we've added all the lyrics. We've added our notes. It's a little bit weird in the spacing. This is some automatic spacing. So what we can do is we can come on up here and we can actually force this measure to go down to the next line. And that'll kind of balance it out a little bit more. And you can spread these around. You can change the spacing in here. There's a lot of tutorials on here to show you how to do it, but I'm just giving you a quick one here. Now, you want to be able to get this particular piece of music into your software that you use for your worship aid. So what you need to do is you have to create a TIFF file or a PNG file or something that you can use in the software. So in order to do that, come on up here to Tools, Advanced Tools. You want to go to Graphics. And now you're going to double click and hold the cursor down and you're going to create this whole area and then you can release. Now you've got this all highlighted. This is what you're going to create a TIFF. So go up here to Graphics. You want to export it. Now you have these options. You can do a TIFF. You can do a PNG, a JPEG, ESP, all these wonderful options you can use in your softwares. And I'm going to say, okay, I want it as a TIFF file. Now, previous to this, what I've done is I've created a folder already that in all my other music that I've got, it knows to go to. So I'm going to hit OK. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my documents and I created a TIFF folder. All right. So I'm going to save this as a TIFF. Now it needs a title. So we're going to call it Happy Birthday. And so that creates a TIFF file that you'll be able to use in your software. Now, you want to be able to save this here in Allegro Finale, so you're going to need to do the same thing. Come on up here, do a Save As, and I want to go back to my Allegro Finale files and save it in there. And so I'll call it Happy Birthday. Good. And it saves it. So you can do that with a lot of different music that you want to put in your worship aids. Make sure you have the copyright licenses that are appropriate for whatever publisher you're using. And I hope you have some fun with it. Thanks.